Greetings. My name is Sonabisembolweni, an ESS student of the University of the Western Cape. And in this video, I'll be teaching you about marine fish stock as the tragedy of the commons, problems, policy, as well as solutions. In this video, I'll be going through the tragedy of the commons, externalities, as well as the cause theorem, all in relation to the fishing industry, that is overfishing. Overfishing is an environmental issue. What is overfishing? Overfishing is catching of too many fishes all at once before they recover themselves. And why does it matter? It matters because it damages the oceans, the fishing ecosystems. It threatens the food security of all those who rely on seafood for food, as well as for their basics for proteins. This is usually caused by poor governance. A perfect example of this dates back in the 17th century in the Atlantic, where the Atlantic cod was plentiful in the northwest Atlantic, such that it was the foundation of economies because many people in the New England relied on it for food. And in the 1960s, now fishing technologies allowed overfishing such that fish stocks began to collapse. The results of this were the loss of jobs, income, homes, economic collapse. People had to move away from the coast in search of jobs. Why is this a perfect example? It is because fish is a public good and not a private good. What is a public good and what is a private good? Go with me to the next slide and we will talk more about. In the aims to stop overfishing, Mexico did cost theorem. This is where the shrimp rollers have been designed in such a way that titles cannot go through it, and if they happen to go through it, they can get away without getting hurt. This allows the titles to recover and allows the fishing industry to continue to the future. This shows how the cost theorem has been used by the organizations, states, as well as the nations in attempts to try and rectify these externalities. The externalities I'm talking about include the loss of jobs as well as the loss of public goods, and in this case, the fish. Now let me take you through the analysis of fishing industry in South Africa. The South African coastline covers 3,000 of the coast links, east and west coast of Africa. Rich in biodiversity with about 10,000 species of marine species of plant and animals in South Africa. The production waters of the west coast of South Africa are home to a variety of commercially exploited marine life, such as hake, snook, tuna, anchovies, squid, as well as lionfish. The species not exploited for food are recognized for the base of nature-based tourism. The fishing industry in South Africa contributes 5.4 billion rands into the GDP of the country every year. In South Africa, 95% of fishes are caught in the Western Cape, and fishing industry brings indeed 5.4 billion everywhere, every year in the GDP. This is such a huge business. However, the main challenge is creating a balance between massive economy as well as social potential of the fishing industry with while protecting the integrity as well as the quality of the country's marine industry. Like climate change, fishing as well as overfishing, in fact, is a global challenge. It is said that 80%, it is said that in South Africa we have 22 fisheries and 80% of those are depleted. Can you just imagine? Why is overfishing unsustainable? Bycatching. Bycatching is when the unwanted animals like seabirds are catched by accident during fishing and are usually thrown away. Trolling. Trolling is when a fishing net is dried out around the boat in order to catch fish, and unwanted animals are catched by accident and are usually thrown away, as well as the marine mining, which leads to the depletion of livestock of a huge scale. There are good news about South Africa, though. It is said that the fishing industry in South Africa, in as much as globally we have a crisis of unsustainable fishing, however, in South Africa, it is a bit more sustainable because the South African government has invested 3 million rands to support projects that promote responsible fishing by Responsible Fishing Alliance. The partnership with the BirdLife South Africa. All these are recognized globally and attract foreign investment. The case is not perfect though, because in as much as South Africa is thriving so much, but there are downfalls. Now let us look at the solutions. Millions of tons of fish is lost annually due to spoilage of fish. So, better care of, of transportation and distribution of fish is needed, where fish will be kept at low temperatures at all times, and all the tools that are used in the fishing industry must be properly cleaned. Also, there has to be incentives that must be given to those using safe fishing methods such as traditional fishing to continue with fisheries. Moreover, we have a crisis of overfishing, and therefore action must be taken. We must prioritize in addressing the, the phenomena of overfishing. I thank you, and these are some of the references of the works that I have cited. I thank you.